What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to the channel and another Which Did It Best in the world of Dungeon Defenders. Now, as always, I've got all the graphics turned up on all three games, and what we're doing here is taking a look at maps that appeared in every Dungeon Defenders game. So now when I do say every Dungeon Defenders game, I'm referring to Dungeon Defenders 2, and Dungeon Defenders Awakened. Sorry, DDE, I left you out. Now, remember, I'm not asking which is your favorite game, but which game do you like the art style and just the visuals of the map in question. Now, today we are going to do Royal Gardens, aka Drakenfrost, and we are in the OG Dungeon Defenders now, and this is the Royal Gardens map. Now, for those just joining in DDA, this map, of course, is going to be extremely familiar to you. However, I am sure quite a few Dungeon Defenders 2 players don't realize that this is actually the same map. It's just so widely different in Dungeon Defenders 2. But taking a look through mainly at the trees and the shrubberies. Now, these are such a predominant feature on the map. They really stand out, and that's what I wanted to take a close look at. As with, we are out in the open, and we've got lots of sky and a background to look at. The water down there in the OG DD actually looks just amazing. It looks really good, no doubt about it. And taking a look at this far side of the map, you see the spawns come out and quickly curve around here. We got some nice little bench seating down here. And overall, the background and the backdrop looks pretty nice, really. The sky and the water below looks great. The trees, I do feel like, looks a lot better than the bushes. These shrubs kind of seem like just kind of a flat texture, really. So nothing exceptional to look at as far as the shrubs. However, the grass and the ground looks nice. I mean, I've got no complaints with it. It's, obviously it looks like a flat surface, and these flowers really don't appear to have a whole lot of depth or texture to them. These ones in the corner here, of course, look better than these ones right over here. But that is a look at the Royal Gardens in the original Dungeon Defenders. And here we are in Dungeon Defenders 2, Drakenfrost Keep. Now, I know I'm biased, y'all. We're all biased to an extent. But oh my god, this is such a complete reimagining of Royal Gardens. It's just crazy. You throw a little Game of Thrones in the mix, and you have got the Royal Gardens version in Dungeon Defenders 2, Drakenfrost Keep. Now, like I said, this is a huge reimagining of the map, and the only thing that is really the same is the basic lane structure. Everything from the theme, the entire thing was completely reimagined, and I gotta say, this map is glorious. It just looks absolutely beautiful. Now, there's some things out there, like, you got the boring flat textures for the ground. You've got a few rocks thrown in here and there, or little mounds of snow. You've got a pretty kind of bland, flat cobblestone thing going on throughout. However, it's just so difficult to focus on those little details that could have been done so much better when you just look at the overall grandeur of this map. This thing is just a badass. What more can I say? Not gonna beat it up too much, but this is Royal Gardens in Dungeon Defenders 2, also known as Drakenfrost Keep. Just crazy good. They really did it up on this one, there's no doubt. And the last, but certainly not least, is Dungeon Defenders Awakened, the Royal Gardens here. Now, this map, there's one thing to be said about it right out of the gates. Now, some people will love this aspect of it. I personally, not really so much. But this map is so ungodly bright. It almost gives you the feeling that you really need to grab your sunglasses and put on some sunblock before you even play this map. It is just crazy bright. Now, it's not only bright as far as just the lighting, but the colors themselves as well. Now, obviously, looking at the ground, we've got a little bit more of 3D type textures, which Dungeon Defenders and Dungeon Defenders 2 did not really capture. However, it's very pastel heavy, it feels like, and it seems like just the brightness level turned up so high makes you lose some of the textures and the appeal to this map. Now, we look at these, the shrubberies or bushes here. They're animated. They actually have a nice 3D texture to them. If it wasn't so ungodly bright, I think these shrubs would look just amazing in comparison to the Dungeon Defenders one. Now, of course, this map is back to the original theme, so it doesn't have the Drakenfrost theme to it. And really, overall, the map does look pretty nice. The textures look nice on most of the surfaces, the wood, the bricks, everything is done really nice. I personally wish that some of the bright, happy bubbles on this map were just toned down just a tiny little bit. I've been kind of crucial on this map, really, for my entire experience playing Dungeon Defenders Awakened so far, so I am definitely a little bit biased about this one. Now, by all means, as I said, it's not necessarily the game preference, but I just really think that in Dungeon Defenders 2 they had outdone themselves with Drakenfrost Keep. Although this map, the background, looks really, really nice, I just don't see any of the other Dungeon Defenders games maps, personally, comparing to the Dungeon Defenders 2 flavor. Now, I'm a big Game of Thrones fanboy. I just love that whole frozen, dragony theme they got going on with it. So, you know, I've got some pretty heavily biased opinions. As far as like the bushes and the grass comparing a DDA to DD1, I do think they look better in Dungeon Defenders Awakened. However, taking a look at the background and the water, there's just no comparison. Now, obviously, there's a lot more depth involved in perception of the background here, so it would be a little tougher to do, but Dungeon Defenders 1, the water down below is like not even in the same league. It's so many grades above what we've got here in Dungeon Defenders Awakened. Now, the backdrops, I do think looks really, really nice in DDA. The water is one thing that really just stands out as being just far superior in the original Dungeon Defenders. Now, looking at the details and the textures on like the fountains, I mean, it looks good. The map looks good. The problem I see here mainly in Dungeon Defenders Awakened, and for my personal preference, would be just this extreme brightness level. So my favorite on this one is without a doubt Dungeon Defenders 2. No ifs, ands, or buts. I just think the Drakenfrost Keep map looks so amazing. However, let me know what you think down in the comments below. So once again, not looking for which game is your favorite game, but which game do you feel like has the best art style and visuals of this Royal Gardens map. So thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to click that like button, please subscribe to the channel, and I will be back soon with some more Dungeon Defenders in all of its various flavors. Thanks again, y'all. I'll see you next time.